Because people will tell you you shouldn't say something's gay. But I love gay people. I have no problem with gay people. I'm happy they're a real thing. I really am. I like it. Mix it up. Who gives a shit? So if you don't like me calling things gay, then what word would you like me to use to describe gay shit? What are we doing here, man? There's certain noises we can't make with our face anymore. You know, I think the same fucking thing, right? Gay's not negative, it's just gay, okay? There's certain things that are gay that have nothing to do with men having sex with each other. Like musicals, right? No one knows why. They're just gay. Men wearing pearls, gay as fuck.
I like the gays, I like the LGBTQ community. I like them all. I like the L, the B, the G, the T, the Q, in equal measures. I don't even have a favourite. I like them all equally. I support them all equally. As individual groups. I do not support them as a collective group. Because they have fucking nothing in common. You have one bloke who's like, I like sucking dicks. And another guy goes, I want to cut my dick off. We should be a group.
No, I don't want to divide the room, but I'm not a fan of Hitler. Hear me out, I've got my reasons, right? Listen. And it's sci-fi, right? Whenever you see a sci-fi series, there's always one where they invent a time machine and they go back and try and kill Hitler. And if they're successful, they come back to the present and it's worse because they've mucked up the time-space continuum. Of course it is. You change anything, the slightest thing in history, it has a catastrophic effect. I wouldn't change anything, even if I could. My life's too good. I can't take that chance. Do you know what I mean? If scientists came to me and went, Rick, we've sorted it, you'd have to go back in a time machine, just press this button, right? It kills Hitler before the Holocaust, before the war, right? The present is exactly the same, except it makes you a bit more ginger. I'd go, no. Why should I suffer?
Actually, my own actions drew a wedge between me and the community I hold so dear. A couple of weeks ago, I was supposed to be in Flint, Michigan for a charity benefit that was supposed to raise awareness for the appalling condition of the water in Flint. I don't know if you know this, but the water in Flint is fucking poisonous. It's actually making people sick. I mean, Hollywood people like, so what? At least they have water. But this water's fucked up. So a lot of black celebrities flew into Flint, and I was on the schedule to appear. So the reason a lot of people haven't heard about this benefit, it was the same day as the Oscars. So I was on my way to the airport to go to Flint, and then Chris Rock calls me and is like, hey, Dave, I got a ticket for you for the Oscars. Can you make it? And I was like, sure, nigga, I'm on my way to the airport right now. Oh, come on, man. What am I going to do about that water? What am I, a fucking superhero? I need to have fun. I need to live, too. I didn't fuck that water up. Stevie Wonder was there. They didn't need me. I'm sorry, everybody. I've never been to the Oscars. You've seen the movies I make.
I guess I'm a late bloomer. It took this long for me to figure out what I want in a relationship, although I feel like I finally figured out what I want in a man, only to realize that what I want is now considered creepy. I know it's not popular to say, but I'm into older men. That's my thing. I like an older man. Are there any here tonight, or did COVID get them? Do we have any at all? Did any make it? How old are you, sir? 60. I can't help it. Why is that so hot to me? It's not even like a choice. It's like every cell in my body is just like daddy. But we can't do this, sir.
You know you're in a good hotel when you get inside of the elevator and it talks. It's one of those, you know?
First floor. Second floor. Third floor.
I'm like, man, she sounds hot.
Fourth floor. Fifth floor.
Oh, yeah. Martina asked me, how far are you going up? I said, all the way. I gotta see how this ends, you know what I'm saying?
I just feel like I'm past my prime to have kids a little bit. Like, I feel like I should have done it in my teens. Like, that would have been the best time. It's like they discourage it almost exclusively, but they shouldn't. Like, when I was in high school, I was like, I'm busy now, but like, what was I doing then? You know, like, homework? Not really. Like, I had 5 years to just do whatever I wanted, you know? All I did was eat cereal and watch Saved by the Bell. Like, you can have a baby through all of that. It's a great time to do it. First of all, your body bounces right back, so that's sweet. Like, when you're 16, you have a baby at like 11 a.m., you can be at cheerleading practice at 4, top of the pyramid, ready to go. Maybe not the top, you're still a little leaky, but you're there, you could be there. I'm sure you're suited up.
This should be a career end. Okay, strap in, everyone. You ready? When people talk about the Holocaust, when people talk about the Holocaust, they talk about the tragedy and horror of 6 million Jewish lives being lost to the Nazi war machine. But they never mention the thousands of gypsies that were killed by the Nazis. No one ever wants to talk about that because no one ever wants to talk about the positives.
I gotta tell you, Harvey Weinstein's probably the first person that I ever looked at a photograph of and was like, yeah, he rapes. I'm not sure this motherfucker has a choice. Not a handsome man. A lot of meat and extra skin on his face. Yeah, he's ugly. You know the sad part is, he's done so well in life, he probably doesn't know he's ugly. You know, when you're good looking, everybody will tell you, oh, you look wonderful, you're so great looking. But when you're ugly, you gotta figure that shit out for yourself. It's a lot of putting clues together through the years. Why am I not getting in the club? I got all the right shit on. Because if it was Brad Pitt doing that shit, he wouldn't have heard a peep. The girl would just come back down like, I got the part. Yuck.
Sean Connery died, the great Sean Connery. My favorite James Bond of all time. Yeah, and he was getting a proper send-off for about 8 minutes on Twitter, and then the first hairy-legged white chick shows up, right? And she's just got to be like, really? Are we really going to celebrate this man who advocated the hitting of women? It's like, first of all, he didn't advocate hitting women, okay? He just said, you know, every once in a while, you give him a little slap. Remind them who's making the box office. You reset their hard drive. That's all he said, okay? It's a crazy statement in 2021. 1976, you know, it's not good, but it's not crazy. You ever watch, I love old movies. You ever watch movies from the 30s, 40s, and 50s? Yeah. Anytime a woman even has heightened emotion, there's some guy like, get a hold of yourself, see? Yeah, go make me a pie, put it on the windowsill. That's what he grew up watching.
Seems like every day you turn on the news, more and more crazy shit. It's like, when are we gonna realize we shouldn't have a fucking president? It's a ridiculous idea to have a popularity contest, see who controls everything. Because if you could go back in time and grab Thomas Jefferson and bring him to 2018, his first question would be, you guys didn't write any new shit? Dude, I wrote that with a feather. I did it by fire. That's the only way I can see what I was writing. You lazy fucks. You guys have phones in your pocket and spaceships. But the wisdom of the scrolls shall not be adjusted. What the fuck does that even mean? Who told you that? Who told you that, bro?
When people commit suicide, no one ever understands. You know what I mean? People commit suicide, people go, I don't understand why. And I go, you don't? Where, you live in a cotton candy house or something? What the fuck? You don't know about life? How it only disappoints and gets worse and worse until it ends in a catastrophe? What the fuck? There's 2 reasons guys will hang themselves from the neck. One is, like we said, to escape this worthless masquerade of a life we pretend we have. And the second reason we hang ourselves from the neck is to whack off. These guys, I don't understand. It's called autoerotic asphyxiation. It's a big fancy word, but it's a filthy thing. And this is my problem with it. The risk reward It's not good.
Here's something that no guy likes, but we're like afraid to tell the girl, you know, because we're like so close to banging. You know when like a girl's on top right before they like shove the dick in them? Some girls, most, usually they just start sliding on top of the dicks before they put it up there. They're just like, yeah, do you like this? No, we don't. Fucking hurts a lot. Stop doing that, every girl ever. Please, just put it in there, please. It hurts, you know, because you shave or you don't. Either way, you're all prickly down there, right? And then you just start like rubbing that against our bare little dicks. That shit hurts. You're like, oh, you like that? I'm like, no. Have you ever gotten an Indian burn? Because that's what it feels like. Feels like you're my mom's weird friend that would do that when she wasn't around. Yeah, everybody remembers that weird friend, right? Everybody go upstairs and you'd be like, hey kid, you ever get an Indian burn? And then you'd be like, no. And at first you'd be like, cool. And then you're like, hey, stop, mister.
She got mad at me. She got mad at me because I killed all of her plants. Killed every single one of her house plants. And she had told me, she said, Anthony, I'm going out of town for 2 weeks. Give each one of these half a cup of water every other day. But I'm a dude. All I heard was 2 weeks and cheat on me.
They say that laughter is the best medicine, so maybe, just maybe, if we all keep laughing at people in wheelchairs. You look slightly concerned there, madam. Let me just take a moment to reassure you, during that last joke, no one in a wheelchair has ever walked out.
People are very down on younger guys, I feel like now. People always say, when I tell them I'm dating a younger guy, they're like, well, he's a younger man. Isn't he desensitized to women from watching all that toxic porn? Like, I don't think so. I think younger guys are actually way more sensitive because of whatever porn they're watching. He's always so worried about me. Like, he gets really stressed out when I go visit my stepbrother alone. Like, waits by the door. Like, I'm like, what are you? He's very sweet.
Stats are so fucking stupid. You know? Not that they're stupid, it's the way people apply them. You already have your mind made up, and then you go to I'mRight.com, and you start memorizing a bunch of shit, and then you just throw it up at people. This guy tried to get me to go scuba diving. I go, I'm not going, I don't want to get eaten by a shark. He's like, well, actually, 90% of shark attacks actually happen in shallow water. It's like, no shit, it's where the people are. Now, it's called the beach. 90% of people are frolicking along the coastline. It's like there's people swimming to Europe. Let's go to Iceland, you pussies! Right?
People always wonder what happens after you die. No one knows. You know, people pretend to know, but no one knows what happens after you die. But I know what happens to you right after you die. I know what happens directly after you die. You are found. And this is where it gets tricky. And it's always by a loved one, you know? And you don't want your son walking in going, ah, what the fuck? The fuck is dad? What cat? Huh? And that's how you'll be remembered forever, you know? Doesn't matter what else you accomplish in life. See, people are under the misapprehension that that their life is like a motion picture that will be remembered as such, but it's not. It's just a photograph, you know, a still photograph.
Men don't care, because I'm one of you, and you know. Like, if I say guys jerk off to basketball games, you're like, some balls. For sure. Right? But if I say anything even remotely critical about women, people will get really mad. Watch. Ladies, I love you. You're some of my favorite people. But let's be honest. You don't invent a lot of shit. Woo! Feel that? Yeah! That's some ride-home arguments in the air. Right? You can feel the tension. No, you were laughing. It's not funny. You were fucking laughing. It's sexist. No, he makes fun of men first so he can make fun of women later, you fucking moron. Oh my God, you don't even know comedy. You don't even know what you like. Drop me off. Just fucking drop me off. Just drop me off.
Oh, and by the way, thank you to whoever brought the chocolate cakes in the back. I got them right before the show. Thank you very much. Very cool. Somebody brought Chico's tacos too. I thought that was great. Now, you guys here know what I'm talking about, but everybody that's watching at home, they're like, Chico's tacos, oh, what the hell's that? It's an El Paso tradition. If you come to El Paso, just know that that's right here. That's the tradition in El Paso. I ran into people in other places like Chicago and New York. I'm like, where you from? El Paso. And I say, Chico's tacos, and they're like, oh. Like, wow, yeah, it's hardcore.
You can't say retarded anymore. It was just here, don't you remember? Retarded, it's gone. People get very upset. I don't really support the arguments against it. Like when people are like, you shouldn't say it. And you're like, why? They're like, what if there's one over there? And you're like, we never said it like that. We were never like, look at that guy. You didn't say it like that. You said it to describe an idea or a situation, you know? Like if your friend was like, I'll pick you up at your house, and then we'll come back to my place, and then later we can go back to your house, and we can get your bags, and then we'll come back over here after that. And you're like, well, that's retarded. Why the fuck would we do that? But now you can't say that. Now you gotta be like, that's not smart. Your idea has an extra 21st chromosome, if you ask me. It's not the same.
Now, one of my fantasies is I want to drive by like a woman's rally and just say the most sexist shit I can think of, just to watch them lose their minds. And I'll just drive by real slow and be like, yeah, why don't you get back in the kitchen where you belong? Just to look in the rearview mirror, watching them flipping out in the road, spinning around like Leatherface at the end of Texas Chainsaw Massacre, like...
People were surprised when I told them I was going to tape my special in San Francisco. I said, why would you do that? That's the most politically correct city in the world. Not when I'm on stage, it's not. I love this place. One of my favorite cities to perform in. Just a good place to hang out. Got to walk around a little bit today. Saw a baby. Saw a baby locked inside the back of a hot car. So it's been a great day. I love that. Don't get me wrong, I'm not a monster. I tried to help the baby. Tried to throw a rock through the window. Window was down. Ruined that baby's whole weekend. It was worth it.
But I looked on because I like learning on my Wikipedia, because I was wondering about fame, the nature of fame, because it's changed so much, you know? And when I was young, it was one thing, and now it's a whole different thing. And I was wondering how many people have been to the moon, like have actually walked on the moon. So I looked on my magic telephone, and I found out only 13 or 14 in the entire history of the world. You would think that would make you very, very famous. But no, the last guy who walked, now you'd think he would be famous for being the last guy to be on the moon. His name was Harrison Schmitt. Now, who ever heard of him? Meanwhile, he goes all the way to the moon, hangs around there for a while, and comes back. He's not famous, but a girl with a giant ass is famous. When I was young, a man who went to the moon was famous. And a lady with a giant ass, you'd go, can you stand over there? Because this is...
Are there young ladies in their 20s? Give us a shout. Loads of you. You want to go out, you want to get drunk, you want to have fun, right? But you don't have a huge budget at this age. You want to be cost effective. May I recommend the vodka tampon? It's exactly what you think it is. You get a tampon, you soak it in vodka, just a capful will suffice. Pop it in your fine china. Very drunk, very quickly. And if you're menstruating, Bloody Mary. What I love about that is, someone's going to try it.
My kids go to public school in New York City, and all right, send your kids there then. No, it's good, Teach them that's what life is like. The teachers amaze me because I don't know. This is the worst. Here's the worst thing about this country to me is that there's no more noble profession than to be a public school teacher. It's easily. Please don't. You're not gonna like it. You're not gonna like where it's going. I don't recommend clapping at any things. You'll regret it at the end of the thing. In a democracy, there's no more noble contribution you can make than to teach in a public school. And in this country, the people that do that, they're fucking losers. They're just rock bottom fucking losers.
It's like, this is a new time for jokes too, because like everything I say on this Netflix special is gonna get me in trouble. But I knew coming in. But I wanna explain to people if they're mad at me. Talk to me off stage, I'm super reasonable. But I say shit I don't mean, because it's funny. Like, people should get that, but they don't get that. Not in 2018, everybody wants to write it down and make it literal.
This is exactly what he said. Here's a quote.
Oh, hate, let's send the hate.
A guy asked me to call him daddy in bed recently. And it was Father's Day, so I was like, okay, I'll give it to you. But I didn't get him a gift last year. No, I was weirded out by it, and it grossed me out. And I didn't want to kink shame, though. I didn't want to be like, what the fuck are you fucking, you know? Because I just, you know, I don't want to yuck someone's yum. I found the best way to discourage something in bed that you're not into is to try to get them to not be into it on their own, you know? Try to ruin it for them. So I gave in at first. It was hard, but I was like, oh yeah, does daddy like that? What about this? Does daddy like this? And by the end of it, I was just like, da, 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 da. He came right away, and that's when I knew. That's when I knew I had to keep my niece and nephew away from him.
No, I live in LA. Everybody go to parties in LA, and I go too, but I'm no good at them. Here's my problem. I have no opinions. You know how people have opinions? I don't got none. I like political and stuff. Sometimes before I go to a party, I'll just turn on the TV, and whatever that guy said, I'll say that. But I'm not good. Like when I go to parties, I don't want serious discussions. I try to find somebody that's at my same level, and I'm good at it. I can, like, you know how they say guys have gaydar? They can see other gay people? I'm like that with guys at my same level of smartness. Like I can see a guy in the corner and go, I can keep up with that motherfucker right there. And then I make a beeline for that character. And then we talk about Jughead comics for a couple hours. Everything's fine.
Talking about my kids is a must, man. It's a must. They're part of my everyday life. I don't know what else to talk about outside of the things that I go through on a daily. My kids are with me on a daily. 2 teenagers, 1 3-year-old, a baby that could be here any day now. Any day, any fucking day now. About to throw these balls in the trash. I ain't having no more fucking babies. I'm gonna roof these balls after this fucking baby come. I'm gonna take both balls, throw them on a fucking roof. You can kiss my ass. Think another child is coming out of these fucking balls. I promise you that. You're a fucking liar. You say it's my baby. Balls in the trash after this baby.
Whatever happens in Vegas stays in Vegas. All it really means is you can go to Vegas, you can have sex with a prostitute, and she will not tell your wife. They're very discreet, the Las Vegas prostitutes. You know? Not like these gossipy small town whores back where you live. You know? These fucking blabbermouths down at the beauty parlor with that pale blue thing over their head, whatever the fuck that is. Going, you're Marge Majerison, John Neal's wife? Well, by God. I took a shit on him last night. In exchange for cash. Nice fella.
Dating an older man is now considered creepy. I think it was because all that sexual harassment news. Now it's like creepy to date older guys. You're not creepy, sir. It's not you. It's not you specifically. It's just everything your generation made is a little sketchy. I dated an older guy last year, and we went on a road trip. Every song on his playlist was like wild. It was like, hey, little girl, is your daddy home? Did he go and leave you all alone? I was like, oh, God. I used to love that song. That shit does not hit the same way.
If Harvey Weinstein was a woman who looked like Harvey Weinstein, and she did the exact same shit to men, my only question would be, hey, how bad do you want to be Batman? How long is it gonna take, bro? You could wait tables in this town for 20 years and never catch a break. Well, you give the nice lady what she wants. Jude Law is in the waiting room and he's wearing a lobster bib. You tell me if you want to be a winner. They don't fucking give Ferraris away, son. They make them by hand.
My neighbors in LA have got this smoking hot 18-year-old daughter. I mean, she's perfect. But she just got a tattoo of a butterfly over her chest, which is horrible. I mean, doesn't she understand how dumb that's gonna look someday? All stretched out over my lamp. That's a joke where I'm a serial killer. And I'm very open about it. Don't you dare tighten up on me.
Everyone in the room knows 6 million Jewish people lost their lives to the Nazis during World War II. But a lot of people don't know, because it's not really taught in our schools, that the Nazis also killed, in their thousands, gypsies, homosexuals, disabled people, and Jehovah's Witnesses. No one knows what happened with the Jehovah's Witnesses. You'd have to assume some Jehovah's Witnesses came a knocking on the gates of a death camp with a copy of a magazine called Watchtower. Some enterprising Nazi guard. Oh yes, come in, it's very interested in your magazines. It's the Watchtower, we have the Watchtowers here. It is, how you say, coinkydink. This is a long journey for the witnesses. You come in, you freshen up, take a shower.
You know you're in a good hotel when you get inside of the elevator and it talks. It's one of those, you know?
First floor. Second floor. Third floor.
I'm like, man, she sounds hot.
Fourth floor. Fifth floor.
Oh, yeah. Martina asked me, how far are you going up? I said, all the way. I gotta see how this ends, you know what I'm saying?
They were fearless, the gay kids. Fucking fearless. I've never seen a scared gay dude in my life. What kind of man has no fear? You could be tied up in a hostage situation with a gay dude. Them niggas will still be like, I'm thirsty. I'm thirsty, David. I need something to drink. Well, then shoot me. I would rather die of a bullet than dehydration, nigga. I am thirsty. I need some water.
I used to date this incredible looking woman, just beautiful. I mean, we're still together, but she's let herself go. It's as if they're an ugly woman at the back going, boo. What, sorry? Rude? So sorry, when I said there's an ugly woman at the back, you went, hey, he's talking to me. Yeah. Rude. I mean, it's self-esteem. There's nothing I can do about your self-esteem. That's why they call it self-esteem. What?
Yo, let's talk about a real issue at hand. Trash piling up, it's time to take a stand. From plastic bottles to styrofoam cups, our planet's drowning, it's time to wake up. Garbage trucks roll, streets lined with waste, but where does it go? It's not a race to the landfill, a mountain of despair, but we can change course, show that we care. Trash talk, it's more than just words. It's about actions, the change we deserve. Reduce, reuse, recycle. That's the plan for a cleaner, greener earth. Let's take a stand. Trash talk, it's more than just words. It's about actions, the change we deserve. Reduce, reuse, recycle. That's the plan for a cleaner, greener earth. Let's take a stand. Single-use plastics, they gotta go. From straws to bags, it's time to say no. Bring your own cup, your own tote bag. Small steps add up, let's not lag. Sorting all waste is not that tough. Recycling centers, that's where it's rough. Separate paper, glass and cans. Give them a new life, that's the plan. Trash talk, it's more than just words. It's about actions, the change we deserve. Reduce, reuse, recycle. That's the plan for a cleaner, greener earth. Let's take a stand. But it's not just about the stuff we toss. It's about the mindset, there's no loss. Composting food waste, it's a win. Turning scraps to soil, let's begin. Educate the masses, from young to old. The future's at stake, let the story unfold. For the sake of our planet, our home sweet home. Let's clean up our acts, together we roam. Trash talk, it's more than just words. It's about actions, the change we deserve. Reduce, reuse, recycle. That's the plan for a cleaner, greener earth. Let's take a stand.
What's your name, madam? Kelly. Kelly, I'm gonna go soft on you, like every man that's ever seen you naked. No, I'm just saying, Kelly, you're what dimmer switches were invented for. That's all I'm saying. You ever wonder why there's always a dimmer switch in a bedroom? That.
You know, I was in Santa Fe the other night and a motherfucker threw a banana peel at me. Yeah, that didn't feel so good. Of course, it was a white person. Not to indict the whites, I'm just saying. Not to profile. And then not only did he throw a banana peel at me, but it was premeditated. You could tell. You could tell the peel was too brown, you know what I mean? It was like, you didn't eat that banana recently, motherfucker. You had that shit waiting on me. And the whole crowd was white, so it just got instantly creepy, and everyone looked like they were looking at 12 Years a Slave or something. They were always like, who the fuck does that? And then they arrested the guy, which was... I said, someone's gonna fuck you in the butt in the holding cell, you know that, right? Can't just be throwing banana peels at Dave Chappelle. They're not gonna let you get away with this.
I think if I were to do it, I don't think I ever would. But you never know. You can't predict the future. I could wake up one day and go, I want to have one of them orgasms. That's 3/2 times as strong as the... I knew that advanced math degree was going to come in handy sometimes. I just did not know when. This is what I would do if it ever happened to me. I would disguise it so it looked like an actual suicide. Because then, when I was found, my son wouldn't go, ah! He'd go, oh, mysterious. Dad's a mysterious guy. It's gonna be a pretty cool story from here on in.
I gotta be honest with you, I'm kind of like jealous of the way my dad gets to talk to my mom sometimes. You know, where are all those old school women you can just take your day out on? You know, when did they stop making those angels who just knew it had nothing to do with them? They just sit there and let you blow out the lines, right? What a luxury. Right? To fail all day, you come home and download all your insecurities on this other person. How was your day? How the fuck was your day? I'm out here making decisions. Keep these kids away from me. Give me a goddamn drink. Oh, with the tears. Then the bra-burning generation came in, right? Now you gotta sit there and listen to their stories all the time. Oh, it's the worst.
I seen one crackhead trying to break into somebody's car, man, and it struck a chord with me. I tried to stop him. I said, hey! And he looked back and saw me and said, oh, keep an eye out. I said, nigga, that was me that said that. I'm not trying to help you. I want this shit to stop. Crackheads are like that. I had a crackhead break my car window one time. Broke it! You know what he stole? Fucking candy bar I had lying on the seat. That's all he took. It's a goddamn candy bar. I was so mad. I drove around the neighborhood for 5 hours looking for a crackhead with chocolate on his face. I did that. I finally found when I grabbed that motherfucker and said, hey man, what's all this chocolate on your face, motherfucker? He looked confused. Chocolate? This is doo-doo, baby. I said, ah! Oh, man.
My girlfriend had us on a diet where there was a cheat day, which I thought was great. Turns out a cheat day is not what I thought it was at all. She came home all excited. I ate pizza. I ate pussy. I thought it was what we're doing. I'm sorry.
So see, there you go, all right? You don't need a facelift, okay? Lay off the booze, do some cardio, Moisturize. You're gonna be fine. Okay? Don't believe in these myths. Black don't crack. It's bullshit. They all put lotion on like every 20 minutes during the day. It's ridiculous. They all got a giant oil drum of the shit at home. Every morning they wake up, they dunk themselves in it, shake themselves off, and walk out the door absolutely glistening. Glistening! White guys like me are walking around, no hat on. Hey, let's go sailing! Passing out face down in the sand.